Hey guys, welcome to Sho-Me Tint. Jump in. We're in the middle of doing a hood on the new GMC Canyon truck. This is a full paint protection wrap on here. Check it out. We got Nick, Andre wrapping up some paint protection this week. This is a new style hood, so they're gonna do this little valley first, probably, right, guys? Come and rub it in there, rub it in, rub it out. Spread her open there, spread her down. So with this hood particularly, this is the second time we've done it. Because it's a new model, we haven't done it a lot. After you squeegee all this water out, it's real easy to leave water in these valleys. And what that does is sometimes leaves air hidden in that water until it dries. And so as it dried out, we noticed it was leaving a little more air than we'd prefer because we wanted to do a fire job, obviously. We just yanked her off there and redid it again. But you really gotta get down in those crevices. You got down in the crack real good. You gotta get the crack cleaned out. We're doing the center first normally because normally we would stretch it out and glass it out like you've seen before. But because of these valleys, we wanna make sure we get the film as secured to the paint as possible. We want to make sure we leave no water, no air behind. And when we stretch it out, we would have to force it in. It's going to be relaxed in, less tension on the valleys. So that way it's going to have a tighter install. It was what we're hoping for. We're putting some more water back in there because it's getting a little air in there. And that's what we're trying to avoid. That's why we redid this earlier. Also because we want to do a fire job. This is like gel. So this is an installation gel that we use that serves as like a slip solution, but it's a little thicker. So it pulls a little bit more. We're putting it here so we can it's thicker, so it's connecting the film and the paint through this valley a little easier. It's allowing a little bit more air to be pushed out. It seems like it sticks a little better, like it's a little more sticky. Nick's planning his trip. He's about to go to New York City. Jump in and don't just stare at it, Andre. You're not gonna stare it out. Andre's just looking at it like, I'm gonna visually move it with my mind. I mean, on a difficulty scale, this hood currently seems like a 10, but it's not really probably a 10. It's probably more like a 6 or a 7. But this little valley is a 10 because it's an 8mm film and we're pressing it down in there to try to get every ounce of water out of there. So when it dries, if you really look at it, it has a really hard edge down in there. Look how, so we've got to make sure that we get all that water out of there. And it is a pain, but that's what we do, you know? For the love of the installation, baby. That's why you come to us. We're the best. You know what I mean? No big deal. No big deal. With 3 of this on us, we should be hammering this out in like 30 minutes, you know, or less. But it'll be 25 minutes of this part of the hood and then 5 minutes everywhere else. That's the way it's looking. And with this stuff, you gotta think you've got it all out, so you just go over it. But if you don't do quadruple passes, it'll leave some behind, as we learned earlier when we did the first hood. Harder hood than this, we just sent out a Porsche Macan. You'll see a little short of it. We have to use a 72-inch roll. It has no fenders, so it goes completely over the edge. Super difficult, way harder than this. 3 of us, we were in the middle of it. Part of it ripped, we had to catch it, re-stretch it. You're maxing the film's total energy out on that. It is crazy. I'm just tacking this last edge down. We're trying to get it all locked down. So what we're doing is we're getting all the edges locked down so no more air and water creeps back into the hood. And then we're gonna go through and edge it out. We're gonna frame it out, I think is what they call it. Framing it out is where we take all this bulk material and we're gonna get it down to enough material just to barely fold under the hood. The first things you gotta do, you never wanna skip this step, is wipe off the excess water. Because if you do not wipe off this, it's easy to miss a water bubble or an air bubble or something crazy, and then you'll be like, oh my God, I should have pushed that out when I had the chance before it dried. We're finishing this up and we noticed there's some marks in the PPF. And these are called tack marks, and they're generally not in there. So we don't want those. So what we're gonna try to do is pull it back, put some water in there, and that'll soften up the adhesive and relieve those marks. Generally, stretching the film will cause these material marks. We didn't really stretch them this time, so I don't really know, we don't know why those are appearing right now, so we're gonna try to get rid of them real quick, which is not good. This is although it's not part of the typical installation, it can be part of your installation if you're not having a good time. It is okay to peel it up, but we could mess it up. So this is a very sensitive time. You know, although we're doing it, making it happen, try to get some hot water underneath there too. And that's why we wipe off the hood right there, see? Because you can pull it back up to a certain amount of time. But After it dries really good on there, you can't. We're hoping we're within that time frame to make it look good still. If not, we'll change it again. You know what I mean? No big deal. Whatever. It's just paper. You know what I mean? It's just paper, baby. We'll make more. No big deal. At the end of the day, the most important thing is to do a good job for the customer. So if that means we had to do the hood 100 times, we would. We don't typically have to, but this area right here, this little squeegee. That's a technical term from PPF. Super weird because we didn't stretch it, but it could be sometimes like different paint colors react a little different. Since that was Nick's side, I'm just assuming that was the issue. I don't know. Trying to get this lift line over to a spot that was a little wetter the better, baby. I think we saved it, gentlemen and ladies. Yeah, sometimes you gotta act fast. Like the time is always of the essence when the adhesive is drying. That means you gotta layer down. Okay, so that's the new Denali GMC Canyon hood that we just wrapped in paint protection film. Got it all done, and now we're gonna let it dry. So we've got all the edges still pulled down, tacked to the body, still keeping that natural tension like we did it originally, and we're just gonna let it dry. We're gonna let the edges dry. We don't wanna cut it at this point because it's still pretty wet. It could pull back. Really, we're letting it adhere around the edges really well, so that way, when we do trim it, we'll be able to fold it under. All the water's gotta kind of drip out of this edge anyway. We don't want that to be wet. That way we can have a nice, clean installation. All the edges will be rolled and wrapped. You won't be able to tell it's on there. Did a fantastic job, but it was really close here for a minute. It was really close. But yeah, second time's the charm this time, baby. Peace out, Sho-Me Tint rules.